Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, folks. You're on the panel. Is that legend? It is Bridge. Evening, Bridge.
Oh, good evening to yourself, Hawkshare. Can I say a big good evening to the boys in the lobby and a huge good evening to all the Rangers fans all over the world listening in. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
How are you, mate? Everybody safe in the Bridge world?
So far, pal. I think that you look about. We went out for a wee sort of 20-minute walk today here. Get a bit of sun about as much as possible anyway. It was only a wee 20-minute walk around a block, And the place is, I live in this main road and it's bloody empty. And the school, you're used to the school opposite during the day, and the kids are out shouting and bawling as usual, My goodness gracious. It's certainly a major change around anyway.
Hopefully, we might be nearing the middle of this, if that makes any sense. Hopefully, but
let's hope so.
Everybody in the Rangers family that's on the front line and doing their bit, stay safe, and I hope everybody's family's safe and well. Kids, Algins, and everybody who's involved in our family. And we can move on when this is all done, Bridge Manor.
Yeah, that's what we're desperately hoping for. We don't want anybody to get, to be in the situation that some of the poor people are in hospital and then passing away. We don't want anything like that if we can help it. As little as possible. Everybody, be sensible, be safe, do just follow the rules, and everybody should get a good chance at this, getting past it. It's a bloody sin,
I know. I don't know if you're picking up the day that I've started work on my pitch, mate.
Our pitch?
Our pitch,
oh, magic. That'd be great.
They're assuming there's not going to be any football played on it for at least 4 weeks, so they can start certain jobs on it. So get that sorted, hopefully, because I know it was something that was irritating the manager.
Well, were they not talking? They were supposed to be going to put one of these woven pitches in during last close season, and it obviously never happened. I'm wondering if they're going to do that now, because it would say in the long run it would be a big saving, But it's shocking. The pitch is just shocking. There's obviously something wrong with it.
I got diseased, mate, didn't it? I got a disease and whatever that entailed. I don't know what it meant, but it meant that they had to wait and have some work to get it out. It wasn't just going to disappear.
Yeah, because the way our players play football, when they're playing a really good pitch, it helps. It helps their game.
With a football side,
yeah.
Right, we'll open the lines up, but on this day, mate, there's a couple of massive games stand out for us. Both of them were, one of them ultimately led to silverware, one of them ultimately led to disappointment, but it was a night that we really should have got to the European Cup final, in my opinion. But we'll look back in games in 93, 96. The teams are pretty similar, apart from a couple of bits of stardust that had come in to join us. So people want to join us. What's the number, mate?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, where you brought into the call by the one and only old school blonde Fox. Fox who's shaving away in the background, yeah? Did I say shaving?
You said he was shaving away in the background.
Oh, I didn't mean to say shaving. Even away in the background, I meant to say. He'll kill me, won't he?
He will indeed. One day he'll kill you for sure. For sure.
He's killed me a few times, mate. Right, so people want to join us. That's obviously we're open to other ideas, suggestions, topics. Obviously, people have their own ideas what they want to discuss, but these are two games in 93, 96. I've looked. There's nothing really else stands out, but I'm going to take the Marseille game one when I think that Ian Durrant, who'd come back from his injury, was at the peak of his powers. I would argue, Bridge, that season, he was our best player, particularly in European football, mate.
I think Ian Durrant was a marvellous player to watch, and when he got linked in and other folk linked in with his thoughts, he made things easy. He opened spaces up, and he made some great runs through. I I think his injury put paid to a lot, and he had at least 3 years of absolute torment. Will I make it? Want to make it? Type thing, But he was a wonderful, wonderful player. If he hadn't got such a serious injury, goodness knows what could have been with that boy. You're talking about one of the best players in the United Kingdom when he was at that age. Just fantastic player.
And that goal that he scored that night in Marseille, mate, with the technique, the way he cut across it. I'm trying to think. Somebody scored a goal not that long ago, similar. And we were going on about it, one of them. But it's a great goal at any level. And again, maybe my opinion, people might have different opinions, and maybe you and Skipper and that might have the opinion if Baxter had broke his leg and Vieira, things might have been different. I just think that night in Marseille, when we get that equaliser, mate, we had them rattled and we should have got the victory and got ourselves into the European Cup final.
And that would have been something, wouldn't it? That would have been something. I think the way things turned out, the pessimists within us would turn and say, well, is that not just about right for the Rangers? Nothing can go right. And if it goes wrong, it goes terribly wrong. But even when it goes right, we don't end up getting what we deserve,
And that was before we knew the story.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Anyway, we've been joined by young Port Bear.
Young Port Bear?
I know, I'm going to
Where are you getting this from?
That. We've been joined by old Port Bear.
Come on now, just keep a young bit coming. I like that.
No,
I like that.
No.
Aye, how you doing, Ox? How you doing, Bridgeman?
All right, your good self. Everybody happy. Everybody no happy. Everybody's safe in the Port world.
Everybody's safe and sound in the Port Bear's household. Aye, my fella, that's all brand new. They're all, my brother, my sister, they're all doing fine. The people at Port, strange bunch, mate. Still not here to, what the rules are. But we're getting there, mate. It's slightly better than it's been.
Well, I don't think you're alone, mate. I think there's pockets in the whole country lacking a bit of common sense. I've seen the Midlands became a hot spot today, so hopefully people will start wising up. Which I know it's sore, it's boring, sore, however you want to call it, but you're not doing it just for yourself,
No, it's it's a bigger picture. It's like we're doing the education part down here as well as handing out fines, etc. But big part of my side of my job is all about education, educating people about it, and it's just a simple wee request. If people adhere to these rules quicker, Bridgeman, the quicker we'll be over this. That's a simple fact of it. People adhere to what they're doing, the quicker we'll be through it. And the more we keep going out, and spreading this about, we reckon, I heard stats today at a briefing, one person can infect 4, and that's what they're saying. If one person catch it, they'll get to 4. And then them 4 will get to 4 each. You know what I mean? So it's scary, mate. It's scary. You need to listen.
All right.
I think the message has been relayed a number of times by very senior people in the country.
Let's come back because obviously people are on here to get away from that.
Yes.
Yeah. We're looking at 1993, mate, and I'm putting it out there. I think it was the closest I ever got to see Rangers play in a European Cup final.
I agree, mate. That was the first year it was rebranded, if I'm right, the Champions League.
It was.
This was me at probably the best period in my Rangers young supporting life, when I was a young lad. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, adored the team, adored, your McCoys, your Durants. If I'm right in saying Durant was, I think I just seen earlier on, it was the peak of his powers, probably in his Rangers career, in my opinion, mate, at that point. I think a lot of people are looking for him.
I would say he had 2 careers in Durant. Again, in my opinion, he's 85 to his injury, and then he's a couple of years out, and then when he come back, in that particular season, I thought he was absolutely superb, and particularly in Europe.
Aye, he was rubbing shoulders, with some giants. If you look back at that Marseille team, when they look for guys like Franck Sauzet, Desailly, and some big names, Oxtier, And he didn't look out of place, wee Durant. And as you said earlier on, his goal, that strike technique for that goal was absolutely unbelievable. But along with the good sides of that game and just missing it in a European Cup final, there's lots of controversy with that game, mate. You heard about all the claims that Mark Hateley made himself. Though if you heard this one, that he was offered money by Bernard Tapia, the then Marseille owner, to basically try and get himself either pay him to not play in the game. All right, the big one, you end up getting a booking, or I can remember, a red card for an obvious challenge in the match previous, and got suspended for the match anyway. But I remember Mark Hateley in an interview years ago saying he was offered money by the then Marseille owner, Bernard Tapia, to basically not play against Marseille in that game. But Marseille were up to all sorts of tricks in that tournament, mate. And I think that's what makes it hot for me all the more. The fact they were cheating. They were cheating. End of story, isn't it?
Well, they were proved to be cheating, mate. They bribed the referee, and we did a good run, mate, to get there. We'd knocked out the Danish champions and the English champions.
Yep.
Which was good results for us to get there. And then we get into a group with Marseille, Marseille, Club Brugge, and CSK Moscow.
Yeah.
Who were decent sides, mate. And you're right, the Marseille team were littered with stars. Bridgeman, eh?
Yeah. Forgive me, my wife's just talking to me at the back here, so can you carry on a wee minute? I'll be on 1 minute.
I'll bring in Stardog. Evening, Stardog.
Evening, guys. How are you doing?
Right, Mucker, how we doing?
Not bad.
You might think back to 2007, 2008, and our European run that year, and even in the Champions League, right to the end, we could have gone through when we lost that game to Lyon 3-0. But this was them on this day, mate, but it was one goal would have got us to the European Cup final, mate,
It's obviously I've watched a lot back on it, mate. I mean, some of the teams we played, as Port Bear rightly mentioned, some of the players, big Marcel Desailly and that, some talents, mate, but that team that we had at the time last year, that was easily rubbing shoulders. I mean, you'd probably struggle to find a better partnership than Europe than McCoist and Hateley that year. And Durant, for me, like you say, I mean, my papa's 74, mate, and Ian Durant's his most favourite player at all time, because he always says that boy knew what it took to play with the Rangers, and he always says before his injury, he always says that boy could have played anywhere in Europe. I'm telling you that now. That boy could have played anywhere in Europe before his injury. I think he come back and he was all there. Obviously, he wasn't the sharpest what he was previously, mate. But I think that year's mostly remembered for me, mate. Going back, obviously, it's the Leeds game, isn't it? You knock Leeds out, mate, and we never had a hope in hell there. And I think, obviously, I would imagine the fans back then, that would have kind of got your backs up. We could probably do this. Do you know what I mean? And to go out by a goal, it's kind of bitter, mate. And especially the way it happened as well. You go into the turn of events and end up they were cheating and things like that and paying folk off. You just wonder what could have been, mate. Because obviously, in teams after that, Walter Smith teams, the team never really had any success in Europe. And you just wonder, could that have started a wee trend? You know what I mean? Winning Europe that year.
We never even qualified, mate. The next season, we lost a goal. I can't remember who it was against. It was Stoyer or Spatter or somebody. We lost a goal. We were coasting, mate. We lost a goal away in the last minute.
It just makes you wonder, Oxford, could that maybe have started a wee trend back there? That first European trophy under the belt. Could that it's all ifs, buts and maybes, mate. But just the way they went out, it's kind of rubbish, isn't it? Obviously.
I think you're right. I think history maybe deserves. How do I put this? I'll put it to you this way, Stardog, and I don't want to sound. If it'd been another certain team who played in a certain side, you'd still be hearing about it every day.
Oh, of course, mate. Of course, I don't doubt that for a minute, mate. But that's just part and parcel of what they do there. Do you know what I mean? Rangers have been kicked a few times, mate, and it's not too often, unless we're doing what we're doing now, looking back on this day, and in the same sense we're talking about some of the fantastic results that got us to the Marseille game in the first place as well. But aye, that's what the Decro saying, mate. We seem to take things a lot better than them, but just unfortunate, mate. Unfortunate, nothing could have ever been done about that. You know what I mean? The club couldn't have been compensated in any way, or getting made to replay the final or whatever. It's not right. It's just one of the things, isn't it?
And then also you had the 3 foreigners rule then, Port Bear come in.
Indeed, mate. Indeed. You know, can I do the team of Elks here for that game? Is that all right?
Aye, I've got the team in front of me, but you carry on.
You got it, aye. He's a wee guy. Go on, you read out this and just talk about a few of the players.
Well, you've got the Rangers team of Gorham, Robertson, McPherson, with McPherson playing it right back for us, which wouldn't have been people's first choice, but that season he was excellent. Coffin Brown in the middle. With Trevor Stevens, Stuart McCall, Ian Ferguson, and Durant, a 4. Stephen on the right, Durant on the left, McCall and Ferguson in the middle. And McCoy and Hustra was up front because Haley had been sent off controversially in the previous game against Club Brugge, the famous night when Nisbet scored. So we don't know if the ref had been got at to get rid of Haley, but maybe we're just being too much conspiracy theories. So the foreigners were Trevor Stephen, who was obviously technical English for football, and Hustra. The 2 substitutes were homegrown who came on that night, Neil Murray and Gary McSwiggan. And obviously Durant got the goal. But the Marseille team, Stardug, there's a few World Cup winners in it, not that long later. Barthez, Meko, Bolly, Angeloma, Desailly, Sozi, Ayadel, Deschamps, Pelé, Voller and Boskic. The front two particularly, Voller and Boskic.
Is that Rudy Voller?
Rudy Voller, mate.
Wow.
Alain
Voller, Desailly, Barthez, Deschamps. You could go on all day, mate. Absolute superstars, man, honestly.
I just wonder if anybody's got a different opinion to me. It's the closest we've ever got to a European Cup final that night in France. I just felt we should have went for it. You know, and when we got the equaliser, we played okay, but we never went for it because we had 2 bites of the cherry. We expected to win maybe against the Russians and hope they get a bad result in Bruges, and that would have put us through, you know. But ultimately, it never worked out for us.
I think Champions League-wise, Oxford, it'd be very, very hard to put up an argument against you, mate, you know, because that's obviously by far the furthest we've ever went in the tournament. You know what I mean? So it would be hard to put up an argument against it, mate. Obviously, it's the circumstances that happen when I boot it into. That's what creates the conversation, buts and maybes. And
we have been in semi-finals before, mate. We have been in semi-finals, but we got cuffed, particularly in one of them.
Aye, but you would say that's by far the best team we've ever had on a European level, that 93 team, eh?
In the modern era, if you take the modern era, say, since 1980, mate, aye. But we became close in 1979. Obviously, we came close a few times in the 60s, particularly the early 60s, mate, as well, you know, if you look back. But for me, it's one of the regrets I've got. It really is Port Bear, that particular night.
You know, I think at the time when I remember back, Oxford, it was almost if maybe the 2 teams were just settling for the draw, just to take it down to the wire, you know, just to see how the next match went, you know. But I just felt when Rangers get that equaliser, I just remember, you know, screaming at the TV, you know, my own man and that, and basically, you know, saying to him, go for it. Just go and finish this match off and win, and that's you. You're there. You know, it's party time. But for some reason, I don't know, they just didn't seem to go for that, you know. And it wasn't like that team. That team's killed off many a team, you know, through the run-up into getting to where they were. So it was a wee bit disappointing to see them, you know, not going and killing the team off. Because I think that Marseille, mate, were there for the taking at the time. When he got equaliser, they were rattled, mate. They were all over the place.
They started the game like the team they were, mate. And
aye.
When they got the goal, if I'm being honest, I think like a lot of Rangers supporters, we felt the worst. You know, same as what they done at Ibrox. I mean, they played us half the park for about an hour at Ibrox. And when they got the goal, but when the second half started, we had a bit between our teeth. And if I remember right, Ferguson, McCall, and the midfield were driving us forward. And we're a real team, and we got the equaliser for a corner kick, come in, Durant was at the back post and come in and cut across it, great goal. And I say it again, it's a memory, a regret that night for me for, I would imagine it'll be with me for the rest of my Rangers supporting career, Stardog.
Aye, I mean, obviously you were about the football back then, you were at the games and things like that constantly all sharing on. It's one of the horrible moments, mate, where you obviously feel as if going back and watching it, you don't feel as if the team pulled the trigger when they very well could have. You know, they kind of missed an opportunity there. And that's probably kind of similar, mate. I know it's totally different circumstances with the build up to the finals and that, but I mean, in 2008, we gave everything in every single game getting into that final, mate. And I don't know whether it's just that we had nothing left in us or that team was just too good, but I still feel as if Rangers missed an opportunity in 2008. Again, I'll say it, it's totally different circumstances, mate. We're up against the right world-class team, and I don't think we had the kind of talent in the team to get out of the line. But I still feel the performance there 90 minutes, mate. I just feel as if Rangers could have tried a bit more.
Can I come in and Hawks, yeah?
Aye, I didn't know you were allowed to speak. So you let me speak now?
I'm sorry, pal. I'm sorry, buddy. I was just thinking that a lot of the times that some of your words is true, and they're true going back to the earlier days when we first went into the European ventures. Rangers had a really, really good team, and a number of times because the continuation of the team was good, right up to the sort of mid '60s. And the disappointment with a lot of Rangers fans is we never got further and won. Just like you're saying about the ones that you'd watched, a lot bit of disappointment because we're a really good team and we should have got further and we should have won something because we had with some great players, good teams and great players and good manager. It was one of these things, just to follow on from what you're saying, that's all. Even when we were a great side with the Baxters of this world, we just didn't do it.
What do you think when he broke his leg against Rapid Vienna? Do you think that influenced that year in Europe?
Well, there's a definite school of thought that says it was most assuredly if he stays, shall we say, if he stays fit, doesn't get a leg break, and we can get his services for the rest of that season, we'd have done something for sure. I'm not saying we would have 100% won it, but we had a bloody good chance, you know. He was the best player in Europe at the time, Baxter, the way he was going. Amazing player.
Aye, man. And by the way, Stardog, I think you're maybe right. I think that's a decent analogy. When in Manchester, we knew we had to keep it tight, and we lost the goal, and we just never we'd nothing left to twist, you know. But I don't think we were dead on our feet in Marseille.
No, that's what I'm saying, mate. The circumstances surrounding the two games is completely different. Obviously, we were at the end of the season with the UEFA Cup final in Manchester. We never get any games moved for us or anything like that. We get zero help. I think we'd played 60 odd games. I don't know how many we'd played that season for the Marseille game. Obviously, like I say, circumstances were completely different. But in terms of the team just no pulling the trigger or having nothing to offer in the game, and you kind of missed the sense of missed opportunities, mate. I'll never forget that. That'll always be a regret for me, mate. Having watched that final, having done so well to get there and put out the teams we'd put out. You know what I mean? You thought it was kind of written in the stars. It was going to be your final.
Aye. Just the disappointments, and you have to have the highs and the lows. But at the time, I'm giving you my thoughts, and I remember feeling like that at the time. But I think as the night went on, you were just saying, right, we're one game away for the European Cup final. Albert, I'm going to go with Albert because it's.
No, I know it. You know, in reference to the Manchester Hawks there. You know, I felt everyone was written in the stars. It was against Advocat. Rickson played for Zenit. You know, I just felt it was just going to be one of these nights, special. The way the final was going to finish and Rangers were going to see it out. But I just feel, a bit probably like yourself, Stardog, I just feel we never had a go. It was like, the team looked dead on their feet. They had great results in the semi-final, the quarter-final, etc. And they played well and they ran their hearts out every game I've seen that year in years in Europe. But I just felt at the very end of it, I'm sitting and just staring at the TV, and you know, you should have that numb feeling, like, didn't look as if we tried. You know, we were pretty. Set up was pretty defensive. Sometimes I'm looking at the team as well, and I'm going, you set us up far too defensive. Nobody seem to want to have a go. Just too tight, too scared. I don't know. Lack of experience, maybe European Cup finals. I don't know. But I just have that horrible gut feeling in my stomach that we didn't try. I just wish we'd had a go. Rather lost 4-0, mate, and say they tried and they had a go and they really played well and a better team beat us than what feeling I've got is we didn't try hard enough. That's just my opinion, of course.
Aye. I can't argue with any of that, but it'd be interesting to see if other people have got a different thought, Bridge. So what's the number?
The number's 0141 356 1972. And come on in.
Yeah, and join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. You can come in and talk to us, anything Rangers related. Just a memory, but the players in our team, there was some fabulous players. Trevor Stephen, arguably the best midfielder for a short time in Europe. You the partnership of Brown and Gough, you never knew when they were beat. You'd one of the most underrated left backs in Rangers history, in my opinion, David Robertson. And then you had most of the time, not that night, but most of the time, as you said, Stardug, McCoist and Hateley up front, and that's without Durrant, Ian Ferguson, Stuart McCall, who I think at that time would have got in most teams. And then we'll get Big David McPherson, who just went first to Hearts, then back to us, then to Hearts, and then that's what they've done.
Davy McPherson was a smashing player for Rangers. I was surprised when we brought him back, but brought him back we did. I thought he wasn't bad with Rangers and he went to Hearts. He actually played quite well and improved his game. And then came back and played very well for us as well. I was actually surprised when we brought him back. But there you go. Now it's strange, yeah. He did two really good seasons, and he was there 3 seasons because went to the end. Was it 3 seasons, I think?
Oh, he was there quite a few, Bridge. I'll check it out, mate. I'll check it out for you, but I bet he played more games than you realise for us, Big Slim.
I mean, in the second time he came,
I'll soon tell you.
Mr. Steady, but I just thought he was steady.
Actually, when his first time there, I know the guys run about us, when we're watching the game and travelling to it, we weren't too sure if he was the answer to any prayers that we would ever have. He did no bad.
330 games he played in total.
So that'd be for another 5 seasons then, eh? Another 5, or maybe even 6 seasons then. Chings, that's a lot. So I'm wild out with the number he was there.
He left in 87, mate, and came back in 92.
So is that the total games he played for Rangers?
Yes.
Aye.
Yep. There you go. That's a few games, isn't it?
Oh, yes. No, he did well for Rangers, and he's certainly when he was first time he was there was a bit of doubt. The second time, there's no doubt he was a better player when he came back to Rangers, no doubt about that. But I don't think he was ever. He never had any stardust sprinkled on him. Let's put it that way.
No, but that's the hard bit, and it's Stardust. You don't need 11 stars to get. It's a team you want. Oh, hello, Stardust.
Sorry, mate, I'm here. Sorry.
It's getting a team in it, getting that blend right, and that's what we've maybe not just quite got this season.
Aye. I don't think we do. I don't think we do have the right blend in the team, mate. I really don't. Likes of James Tavernier and that, they've been at the club for me long enough now to know what it takes to play with the Rangers. Same with likes of Ryan Jack, Ryan Kent and that, top players, mate. But it's just having that bit between your teeth, mate, when you have to roll your sleeves up and dig in. I just don't know if the team's got that kind of blend. I don't know if we've got enough folk. We've spoke about this countlessly on the show, mate. I don't know if we've got that player that's going to get in folks' faces and demand more on the pitch, even when he's not having the best of games himself, to still demand that bit more out of the players. I don't think we have that player, mate, and I think that's what we lack, and I think that's what we need to take us forward.
Uh-oh. We lost Stardug there. Did we lose Stardug?
No, I'm in. All Bears in as
No,
well.
I thought you were.
All right, All Bear.
You were talking.
Hey,
and you just
Stardug, how you doing,
stopped.
Tom?
How you doing,
How
mate?
you doing? I'm good, aye. How are you?
Aye,
No, real
living all right,
brilliant.
mate.
Good on
Living
you,
all
Albert.
right.
What are you thinking back 93? Disappointed, same view as me, different view.
For me? Well, you tell me.
Aye.
I'm raging at Walter Smith. I'm to this day, I'm still raging at him. His wee sleeveless cardigan standing on that park getting an interview before the game saying I draw all days. Me and my brother were raging, absolutely raging, by the way. Won the game, you're in the Europe Cup final. You know what I mean? What are you talking about? A draw all days? Hell, will we go to the draw in the days? Oh, absolutely. To this day, that's when I started really getting off Smith. That's when I started really getting upset with the man and going, no, that was a wrong call there. Same as Manchester. No, I mean, exact same thing in Manchester. You're sitting going like that. Big Lee McCulloch shouldn't have played in Manchester. He was just back from an injury. He wasn't fully fit. Me and Nacho Novo should have been playing that game. But there you go. Look, we don't win both. We don't get a European Cup final, and we don't win the UEFA Cup. Both games were winnable. That's my opinion, guys.
I think that's the frustration, mate, that they were there. And
you're sitting here on yourself, look, 36 years for the 2008 to get another European final. And you're saying, look, these don't come along too often for Rangers, so you've got to get everything you've got. You've got to really go for it. You don't do it like a wimp. And I thought that cup final was a wimpish performance. It was a nothing. It was a nothing game to me. Right enough, I get tossed out at half time, right enough, but what I seen in the first half, it was a nothing game.
Well, what did you do to get tossed out?
Helped a woman stumbled going down the stair, man. A Scottish post, an English post, and the Scottish man said to me, "Hey, watch what you're doing." I mean, I was just telling the woman was stumbling, I just grabbed her. A man turned around and said the same thing. And I went, and he went, enough of you. He says to me, you come with us. Marched me through the guts of the stadium, and I was like, where are we going? I don't know where I was going, but anyway.
What did you end up? Did he just threaten to throw you out?
They threw me out in the street. Well, there was more Rangers fans out there than there was in the Grun.
There's more to that story than that.
I think so, because whenever I was invited out, I used to get taken into the posh van. Have a seat, son.
Thank God you two are now a lawyer and a witness.
I'll just go to Port Bear. Port Bear sounds a tall tale to me.
Aye, I put it to you, sir. My client's talking hee-haw. See, you know what? One thing that bothers me about the Manchester game, all Bear, take it the rest of the boys. What was Smith's tactics that night? What was he trying to achieve?
We just tried to stop them from scoring, mate, and then hope that as the last 15 minutes go, we had Novo, Boyd. Who else did we have on the bench?
Was that Darsham or something?
No, Darsham played.
No, Darsham played, mate. DeMarcus Beasley, was he in the bench or did he start?
Can't remember, mate. No, I don't think he started.
I'm the same.
But Big Cousin was suspended for it, wasn't he?
He was a miss. He was one of Bridge liked him, and obviously he was a big, strong boy who gave you different problems. But I take your point, Albert. There is similarities to both the matches. I'm going to spring forward a 3-year and see if you can see the stardust that we're meant to have brought into the team when we play in a semi-final 3 years later. The team's pretty similar, but there's been some changes. And the team was just 3 years later. Gorham, Cleland, Robertson, Petric and McLaren, Brown, Jury, Gascoigne, McCoist, McCall and Laudrup, and Trevor Stephen was a substitute. So we try to bring in a bit of stardust there. And I would say Gaza and Laudrup. And with the team we had, and they were fantastic to watch, both the players in their pomp. But did they bring us the success they should have done? That's the question I'm asking the panel. Did they? Port Bear.
Domestically, I've no doubt, mate. I have no doubt what they did domestically for the club. and some good games in Europe, but I thought, they were absolutely superb. But in European terms, I don't think they gave us what we all thought we were going to get when we signed, the mighty Brian Laudrup with Paul Gascoigne. With them in your team, you're expecting big things. But domestically, I have no doubt they brought some great times to Rangers Football Club, mate, in my opinion.
Oh, I wouldn't argue with that. Bridgman then, Stardog.
I must agree with Port Bear. They gave us some great moments. There's no doubt about that. But it's just, see, when you put it the way you put it, like 3 years later, was it such a massive improvement? I think you're right. Well, in case you're saying no, there wasn't, I must agree with you. But I thought they were still a good team. We're still a good teams, and we got a lot of enjoyment out of watching them. And I always liked Gordon Durie. I thought Gordon Durie was a nifty wee guy. And I like John Brown. Everybody liked Bomber. Everybody liked him. So, yeah, really and truly, there wasn't much difference. I have to agree, there wasn't been much difference between that and 3 years earlier. That's for sure.
Stardog.
Aye.
The fairy dust.
I know, obviously, the fairy dust never went for us in Europe, mate. I mean, I think Laudrup's come out and said that as well. And Gascoigne and all, he came out and said himself, we never achieved anything near what we were supposed to achieve in Europe with the team they had back then, obviously themselves included in that team. I know the famous Walter Smith interview, I know it was a bit bally in Laudrup, but I mean, that was causing some controversy at the time. I mean, round about that, reporters in Scotland, that they were expecting Rangers to do better in Europe. They were on the team's case constantly for it. And I even take it forward a couple of years to George Alberts and the team he played with. He said they never done themselves justice in Europe as well. So it's a kind of story of Rangers in Europe, isn't it? They just don't seem to be able to pull the trigger, or there just always seems to be something niggling away as they're getting in the way.
Is it the demands out there that we demanded league titles and cups in, and maybe just wasn't the priority it should have been? I don't know. I'm throwing that out there.
I think at that time we knew realistically we had the leagues wrapped up. You know what I mean? Bit like that scum are doing the new, and what we thought was, well, we've got the leagues sewn up. You know what I mean? So if we buy two really extra special players for Europe, that should be enough to get us out of the European trophy line, as it were. But Gascoigne and Laudrup fell flat in their face in Europe, let's be honest. They had a couple of good moments here and there, but in general, what they vote for, they fell flat in their face. No domestically. Domestically, they were brilliant. And they should have been brilliant because they weren't in one step. They were 2 steps above the Scottish Premier League. No, I mean, there's no doubt about that. So, Europe, rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
See, from a fan's point of view, it would be interesting to see what likes yourself, Bridgman, Albion, and that thing. See, the closer we got to 9 in a row, was Europe still as important to you, or when you get to the 6, 7, 8, was Europe a kind of hangby and just get the leagues there and done with? The closer you get to that 9, was Europe still a big deal?
For memory, and it's only my opinion, there was only we had the tussle for was it 7 or 8 when they never lost a game all season apart from one to us. Then 8 in a row, we were still expecting to do well in Europe, but then the 9 in a row, there was only one thing mattered, and we got there. Everybody, but I think we got knocked out of Europe that year, and nobody was caring, which was bizarre, really. But maybe that's the uniqueness of Scottish football. Only my opinion. Albert and Bridge.
The 9 in a row run, the 1, 2, 3, 4, basically were just winning leagues. Nobody was really thinking about 9 in a row realistically and going, we're going to go and win 9 trophies. I wasn't thinking that. But after 4, we got 5, and then you're like, well, I don't know. We're halfway there. No, more than halfway there. No, I mean, so that's
Did Europe become less important to you, Albert, in that time when you're winning the league? Did you just want to get to the 9? It was kind of forget Europe and just get to the 9. See, by the time you're winning the 6th and the 7th league title, you're just thinking forget Europe. Let's just get to the 9.
For me personally, it was Europe for me because when Souness came, that's what he said. He said a club like this should be gauged on how successful they are in Europe, because they've seen but Souness and all them seen what was coming. They knew that Europe was going to take off, because at that time it was just a European Cup before the Champions League, and it was just a knockout stage, and everybody knew that this couldn't the cup. That cup should be developed into something else and something bigger, money-wise, revenue-wise, and all that. So, to that point of view, that I was wanting to Europe, to be honest with you, because the leagues were just the leagues. But then, as I say, we get by 4 or 5, and then that's when you really start going, oh, hold on a minute, I'd like to do the 9. But again, like last season, we were all discussing, or this season, all discussing, do you want to run the league, the Europe, and get the league, or sacrifice the league? And we're all saying, no, the league. This time, it's a league because we've not won the league for years. So you're saying it's a league, the league. But if we were sitting 4 or 5 leagues into this and won them, you'd be saying Europe. It's just the way it is. It's never sort of black and white, is it, really?
If you look at their record in the last few years in Europe, mate, how are they getting away with it in the press? The results and hidings of it.
Oh, because they're buying the press, let's be honest. We all know this. We all know the score. They've bought the press. There's no doubt about that. They've just bought the press. So they've done worse things than no one in Europe, and they never get reported. So that's how they're doing it. No, I mean, it's brown envelopes. Nobody's going to convince me anything different. It's brown envelopes flying about all over the place. But there you go.
Richmond, your views?
Can I just say I agree with Albert on that last bit as well, and the comments you were making that some of that mob's results in Europe have been atrocious, absolutely scandalous, and their manager came out and said there'd be no embarrassment when they lost 1-0 to Lincoln Red Imps out over in Gibraltar in the first leg of European tie. Sorry, it's just not right, and never get slaughtered. Nothing happened at all because they get through. Of course, they got through, but I find them odious. Let's call it that. But ours, I think what you're saying is a lot of truth in what you're just saying. When you get the first 4, that's the way I was feeling anyway. Get the first 4, this is brilliant, and then you start the 5th season and you think, well, they haven't actually bought anybody in, and we look better than them, and you make all these comparisons. Can we go? Have we stayed the same? Can we invest? And we did. And, once you get the 5th, it's obvious you're going to look for the 9th. There's no doubt about it. And I was looking for the 10th, I have to tell you now. And much as Albert was upset with Walter Smith, I was absolutely raging at the board, the way they did things.
Oh, they should never announced him he was leaving.
Absolutely. No way. They should have made that sure. 100%. We've got the 9. We're going for 10, and then we'll change the manager. Simple as that.
See, going back to domestically, then when the first few league titles, we weren't even winning all the cups. Our record in the Scottish Cup was appalling, Stardog.
Aye, Oxford. I'd seen that. So I had their record in the cups wasn't too hot at all, was it?
League Cup.
I think there's a couple of.
League Cup in the Scottish Cup. It was 92 before.
We're hardly even making Hampden, weren't we, at one point in the Scottish Cup? But it's changed days, mate. And I mean, I seen somebody put will we be the last Scottish team to reach a European Cup final, Oxford? And I very well think we could be, mate.
You might remember in the Scottish Cup and Ox, they didn't get drawn away from home. Was it 12 year? They never the away tie in 12 year.
I don't know, mate. I'll take your word for that, mate. I don't follow them.
I know, I know they are, but that's my mate was telling me. It's 10 or 12 year. 10 or 12 year.
We've got our 2 Celtic experts on here tonight. Is that true, Port Bear, Bridgman?
Oh, aye.
As I said before, always find out. If you're going to hate something, find out why you hate it.
Well, I hate Celtic.
So they are.
Good. I hate the BBC. I can give you 100 others. I can give you 100 others.
You ever notice that's 2 paedophile institutions you hate there?
Oh, absolutely, pal. 100%. And that's what, and by the way, just like you were mentioning there, some terrible things never been reported. That's the truth. What happened to the BBC as well as us swept. They've got a huge carpet, all swept away.
Well, we've looked at the two teams tonight, and just quickly then, in your opinion, then there was only 4 constants: Gorham, Brown, Davy Robertson, and Stuart McCall. That's quite a turnaround in 3 years, Port Vale.
It's massive, mate. You know, but there you go. Them 4 players you mentioned. You know, 2 centre halves, a goalkeeper, and an absolute warrior, tiger midfielder. You know, as long as you've got, you know, that's your base, mate. It's some starting point to build the rest of a team in it. And then, as you said earlier on, adding Gascoigne and guys like, you know, Laudrup to them. I just love guys like Judd Goffin, Bomber Brown, mate, and Stuart McCall. They're my type of players. You know, absolute winners, warriors. You know, they throw their face in front of anything. You know, it doesn't matter. They'll put their head where it gets hot. And I just love players like that. That's what we're lacking. You're saying that. But you know, every time Walter Smith and Graham Souness replenished their squads, mate, they always made sure they replenished with better, in my opinion. They always looked for somebody with better quality, you know, somebody that was quicker, that was wingers, etc., something with a bit more trickery or wizardry. You know, they always look to, you know, better their squads. And that's the way it should be. If you want to rise to the levels of winning championships, mate, you have to, you know, wheel and deal, get rid, bring in, but always look to improve your squad if you want to make the steps toward leagues, mate. And I think that's what you've got to do. But the great start point is a good base, a good spine of a team, and you build around that, mate. But if you keep them together for as long as you can as well, they become part of Rangers, don't they? They become your, you know, the bloodline of your team as well. So it's a good thing to, you know, keep a cluster of your main, you know, the main spine of your team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Walter Smith and Souness were good at doing that.
I think it's good to get, the foundation's absolutely right, but particularly from a defence perspective, you need people that can actually read the game. That's very important, and you won't get too much better readers of the game than Goff and Brown. There's a few others come in, Butcher later on and things like that. Good, they were all good readers of the game, knew where they were going. Kuzan, so you can name them all off. Get some good players. Bugera, they could all read the game and anticipate quite a bit. And that goes a long way. And there, as you say, your goalkeeper, your two at the back, and a wee fighter in the midfield there, and he could pass the ball to someone as silky like Oxford, you know, are all bare, you know, and let them do their magic, you know, and that's the way to play football. Simple. If you can play football, then get the ball and show you can do it. If you can't, then play in defence.
Oh, I was good at rank. Stuart McCall, didn't he play? Stuart McCall wasn't there. Oh, he was. He did play. Sorry, the Marseille game. Sorry. My team that night in Marseille with Robertson and McPherson. McCall in midfield. Aye. Who do you think would have won all there between the two teams? I know that there's some similarities, but only in 3 years' time. Who would you have fancied?
Oh, that's a hard one. There was Durant. Whatever team was Durant was in. That's one I'd think.
The 93 team. All right, what about you, Bridge?
Sorry, I was on mute there. I would agree with Albert there. I'd go for that. 92, did you? 92, 93? I'd go for that. Yeah, that was a great team.
44 games undefeated. What did we play that year? 10 games in Europe against the champions of France, champions of Russia, champions of Belgium, champions of England, and the champions of Denmark, mate. 44 games undefeated. Some run it was, and we ultimately won the treble. 93, the 96 team won the league, and then had a fabulous cup final against the Hearts. Well, maybe one of the best Rangers performances in a cup final game. So, who'd you went for, Port Vale?
Probably if you team, mate. But
Right.
I'm not taking nothing away from Gaza's team and Laudrup's team.
Well, okay. I'm really surprised that the Gaza and Laudrup team are getting the Kuros Stardog.
Aye, well, it's surprising, mate, but I can only speak for any interviews I've seen, and I actually just watched one with Stuart McCall just the other day there, mate, and he was actually mentioning the team in '93, and he was saying, they weren't blessed with the best of talent, but that was a right proper team, and on their day, mate, they were capable of beating anybody with that 11 players on the park. So I think if you asked even Stuart McCall and the boys like that, they'd probably even pick the '93 team for what I've kind of picked up off interviews and that they've done, because they just said that team just had the bit between their teeth, mate. They were resilient, and they just managed to put goals for anywhere and just shock crowds. So for me, mate, I would have to go with that as well.
Also, that '93 team, I never ever thought in any game we ever played that we were going to get beat before the game. Never ever thought we were going to get beat. And I've no said that about another team Rangers beat since then.
That's what McCall was saying, Hallbear. That team just knew how to win. That team just knew how to get the job done, and they didn't have Gazzers and Loudrups on the park. It was just a teammate that were wanting to run through brick walls for each other, and that's what it was all about, mate.
Never knew when they were beat.
It takes. Well, they say the experts tell you it takes 4 years to build a team. You can't just build a team overnight. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes it does, but that's a fluke, mister. That does happen. It's usually 4 years to build a team, and that's constantly recycling players. And the teams that we're talking about now, I mean, it took 3 and 4 years to build A teams. A teams just didn't happen. We didn't go out and buy 8 players in one go. Any of the 2 teams. They were sort of over a 3-year, 4-year period, built, people sold, but brought in, sold again, and other ones that were good staying there and then building onto that. So that's what we're going through now. We're trying to radically change squads all the time. You can't do it that way. It's just impossible to do it that way. You've got to sort of steadily see the areas that need strengthened and bring players in. And you've got to hope the players you bring in fit in and are better and they're a better match for the team, and better than what you've got. And there's a lot. You've got to get through a lot of draws to get that. I mean, somebody said it before. I think it might have been Warburton, but somebody said that if you're buying 10 players and you get 4 to 6 that fit your team, you're doing really well. You're doing really well because you never know till you get them. It's like interviews, isn't it?
There's a lot.
You interview somebody and then in an interview they sound brilliant. You start them off, they're the biggest dumpling you've ever seen. It's just one of the things. You know what I mean? We've had some dumplings. We'll still get some dumplings, but it's a slow process to build a team. And then you hit the magic. The magic just happens, and you don't know how. How did that happen? Then players that you thought they weren't a bit, all of a sudden become really good players. You're getting what's happening. The chemistry just clicks. And nobody actually knows how it happens, but it just happens. Because if you did know how it's happened, you'd be a millionaire overnight, by the way, because clubs would want to hire you to get them to build them a team. You know what I mean?
It's just having that blend, and I'm going to say that bit of luck, Albert.
A good example is our Liverpool team at the moment. I mean, that team didn't materialise overnight. That's about a 5-year project, that team. You know what I mean? And everybody thinks they knew because they've got a couple of young boys in at fullback going, they've been there forever. Well, no, they've not been there forever. That's not true. Forget about it's academy and it's part of academy and part of buying players, but it's a process. Every club has to go through the same process. And you just don't do it overnight. That's the point I'm trying to make. I think I'm labouring on it long enough.
Good point. Well made, Isa. Bridgeman, that time of the evening.
Well, it's that time of the my. I've been really enjoying it. It's a marvellous night. Once again, Oxtear, another marvellous night. Great discussions and a good laugh as well. So what can I say about this? To all the Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one is, come on now, come on, think about it. We need to keep it going for the Rangers because the Rangers really need us. That's the truth. Keep it going.
Here, can I thank Bridgeman, Albert, Portbear, Stardog for joining us on the show. Can I thank Technical Terry, Old School Blue, and Fox for their technicals in the background. This is Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11. No one will know. Between 9 and 10, discussing all things Rangers. And remember, it's your show. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Oh, every other Saturday, my half day out and it's up to the match I go. Happily we wander down the Copeland Road, me and my wee pal Joe. Oh, we love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We love to see the Rangers score. Oh, we won the Scottish League about 1,000 times. The League Cup is simple too. We gave some exhibitions in the Scottish Cup. We gave a Wembley Wizard too. And when the Glasgow Rangers win the European Cup, like the one they had before, we'll rally round an Ibrox 100,000 strong. We'll give the boys an Ibrox roar. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We love to see the Rangers score. Mine. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, mine. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We love to see the Rangers score.